Friends, in this video, we will talk about why we should stay away from neighbors and relatives. Socrates says that while everyone changes their faces with time, only those who change their circumstances talk about the circumstances. Using this thought as a medium, let's move forward. Today's topic might be a bit controversial and unusual. Saying that we should stay away from neighbors and relatives doesn't mean we should break ties or ignore them. Rather, it means we should focus on our self-reliance, independence, and personal development. Introduction. Man is a social animal, and neighbors and relatives hold an important place in his life. But many times, we forget that excessive proximity can also be harmful. Today, we will discuss in detail why maintaining a little distance from neighbors and relatives can be beneficial for our lives. Self-reliance and independence. Self-reliance and independence are essential for any person's growth. When we rely on our neighbors or relatives for every small or big task, our self-reliance decreases. Self-reliance not only gives us confidence, but also provides us with the ability to make our own decisions in life. Example. Suppose your neighbors or relatives interfere in some important decision of yours, and you end up relying on their suggestions. In this situation, you leave behind your own thinking and perspective. Avoiding stress and disputes. Often, increasing closeness in relationships increases the likelihood of disputes and stress. When there is excessive interference in relationships with neighbors and relatives, the likelihood of disputes is higher. Example. It is often seen that at family events or celebrations, small arguments happen among relatives. The best way to avoid these disputes is to maintain a little distance. Mental peace and balance. Mental peace and balance are extremely important for our lives. When we stay away from the excessive interference of neighbors and relatives, our mental peace remains intact. We can focus on our priorities and live a stress-free life. Example. It is often seen that staying in constant contact with relatives prevents us from enjoying important moments in our personal lives. Respecting privacy. Respecting privacy is an important part of our personality. When we respect privacy in our lives, we get the necessary time and space for ourselves and our family. Maintaining distance from neighbors and relatives helps us respect our privacy. Example. Respecting a family's privacy strengthens their mutual relationships and promotes trust and understanding among them. Personal development. Personal development means enhancing your knowledge, skills, and talents. When we make our own decisions and learn from our experiences, we grow personally. Keeping some distance from neighbors and relatives can help us in this development. Example. If you want to learn a particular skill, you need time and solitude for it. Maintaining distance from neighbors and relatives can help you complete this process better. In modern society, self-reliance has become an important trait. If we always depend on our neighbors and relatives, our self-reliance can weaken. A self-reliant person is capable of solving their own problems, which increases their confidence and helps them face life's challenges firmly. Excessive closeness with neighbors and relatives can sometimes interfere with our personal privacy. Everyone has certain aspects of life they want to keep private. If we share every aspect of our life with neighbors and relatives, our personal privacy can diminish. This can also affect our mental peace. Sometimes relationships with neighbors and relatives can be stressful. Small misunderstandings or differences between them can cause stress. To avoid these stresses, some people prefer to maintain distance from neighbors and relatives. This distance can provide them with mental peace and make their life more balanced. Achieving freedom in life is everyone's dream. When we are too closely connected with our neighbors and relatives, their influence can affect our decisions and actions. Making our own decisions and living life our own way can provide us with satisfaction and happiness. The importance of traditional society and relationships. Our society has traditionally been based on relationships. In Indian society, family and relatives are given great importance. It is difficult to imagine life without relatives. They stand with us in our joys and sorrows, support us, and enhance our lives. Neighbors also play an important role in our daily lives. They are our closest allies and give us a sense of social security, definition of relationships in a changing society. But over time, society is changing. Changes in lifestyle, personal ambitions, and the desire for mental freedom have also changed the definition of relationships. Nowadays, people are paying more attention to autonomy and personal privacy. They want to make important decisions in their lives themselves without any external pressure. Conflicts and problems in relationships. Conflicts and problems in relationships are common. Whenever we are closely connected with someone, disagreements and conflicts are natural. The same happens with relatives and neighbors. Their thoughts, behaviors, and perspectives can cause conflicts in our lives. In such situations, tensions in relationships increase, and our mental balance can deteriorate. Personal freedom and privacy. The importance of personal freedom and privacy has greatly increased in our lives. We all want to live a private life where we have our own likes, dislikes, decisions, and thoughts. When neighbors and relatives excessively interfere in our personal lives, we feel uncomfortable. To avoid this, sometimes we need to maintain distance from them. Mental peace and self-development. For mental peace and self-development, we sometimes need to maintain distance from relatives and neighbors. When we focus on ourselves, it becomes easier to achieve our goals. External interference and pressure can become obstacles in our path to self-development. Therefore, for mental peace and self-development, we should work on ourselves alone for some time. Avoiding unnecessary disputes. Excessive closeness with relatives and neighbors can entangle us in unnecessary disputes. Their thoughts, beliefs, and personal interests can often create stress and disagreement in our lives. To avoid unnecessary disputes, we should maintain a safe distance from them. This keeps our mental balance and allows us to focus on other important areas of our lives. Self-reliance and independence. Self-reliance and independence are important aspects of our lives. When we depend on others for our actions and decisions, we lose our independence. Maintaining distance from neighbors and relatives helps us experience self-reliance. We can make our own decisions and fulfill our responsibilities. This increases our self-esteem and helps us achieve more success in life. Positive thinking and positive environment. Another important reason for maintaining distance from neighbors and relatives is that it allows us to maintain positive thinking and a positive environment. When we keep positive and inspiring people around us, our morale increases and we move forward in life. Maintaining distance from negative and critical people can bring positive energy into our lives. Balance in relationships. It is also important to maintain balance in relationships. It would not be right to say that we should maintain distance from all relatives and neighbors. We need to understand which relationships are positive for us and which are negative. We should maintain relationships that are inspiring and supportive for us, while keeping distance from negative and stressful relationships. Finally, it would be right to say that the idea of maintaining distance from neighbors and relatives is important for our mental peace, self-development, self-reliance, and positive life. We should maintain balance in relationships and understand which relationships are right for us and which are not. This way, we can make our lives happy and successful. If you liked our video,